this has got to stop. You cannot, when I hear them say $600 billion a year for 10 years tax increase on the consumer and business, I just don't get it. For an administration that says one of their main themes of growth going forward is lower taxes, what the heck are we doing with these tariffs?
The charts that were released, what looked like, at least watching it on TV, what looked like tariffs that are charged the United States by other nations were not tariffs.
Correct.
They were, the way that that was calculated, they created a formula that divided a country, let's say China, a country's trade surplus with the United States just on goods by its total exports based on data for last year from the Census Bureau. And then for what we're going to tariff them, we cut that number in half by 2. So that was supposed to be some expression of how we are wronged on trade by these other nations. But those numbers that were on that
grid,
they don't mean anything. They're just meant to express how we're getting screwed.
Okay.
Essentially.
Well, so
Are we?
Well, so
the calculation was a Greek alphabet, to Dagan's point.
That's what we have, and that's what everyone's got to work on.
They came up with it because they were in a hurry to cobble something together. I think that even on the outside looking in, that was pretty clear.
Okay, well, surely Maria Bartiromo has a rosier outlook for Donald Trump.
At this moment in time, with the market down 1,238 points right now on the Dow Industrials and the NASDAQ down 800 right now, and the market's not even open, futures indicating a very ugly opening, now would be the time for some clarity on extending the tax cut.
Is a boom coming? President Trump thinks so. We're waiting for the boom. Today we watch another kaboom in the stock market.
Thursday, stocks had their worst day since the pandemic lockdown in March 2020. Overnight, prices fell a little bit more. And then, at around 6 a.m. Eastern, Beijing announced its response to the tariffs that President Trump had imposed on them. China will put a 34% hit on all products coming from America. The market tumbled again. Here's where we are now. Dow's off 1,000, Nasdaq's down 458. But this is still white-knuckle time. The economy is slowing and will probably slow further as the tariffs bite. Inflation remains at around the 3% level and may go up from there if tariffs are passed along to consumers. In other words, stagflation. It's a nasty word, but it is a possibility. Then think of profits, the baseline for stock prices. Chief financial officers are already marking down their expectations. That's never good for stocks. Consider the wealth effect. The rich take a hit when the market sells off. When you look at your diminished 401k, are you going to spend as freely as you did? If top earners cut spending, the whole economy slows. And what happens if some of our trading partners, other trading partners, join China in imposing stiff tariffs? A spreading trade war would not be good.